So many people who are watching this tape might be wondering, how can I get into personal injury evaluations? Because it seems so strenuous and it seems so adversarial. Would my expertise be accepted? And let me just say, I think, again, we go back to the rationale for our competence. It's training, it's education, and it's supervised experience. And courts, including juries and attorneys and judges, they want good testimony. They want believable testimony. They don't necessarily want somebody that has done 1,000 cases. They want believable testimony. And so if you have never done a personal injury case before, or if you've done cases that you haven't labeled as personal injury, but they really are personal injury, you just haven't labeled them as such, you still have your competence in terms of documenting whether a personal injury case or a personal injury or damage is there, to what extent is that injury there, and how likely is it that that person would recover from that personal injury, and what will it take for the court to make that person whole. So you have all and going through your PhD program or PsyD program and getting licensed, you have the tools to address those key concerns that are the concerns of the trier of fact. And I think you have to be believable, and you're believable if you're ethic and if you're straightforward. I remember my first case, which was a case with Holiday Inn, where they had a daughter and a mother that worked in the kitchen, and the daughter would walk into the kitchen, and there was a guy in the kitchen that worked in the kitchen also that would slap her on the bottom all the time that she would walk in, and would say negative things to her, negative sexual things to her, and they would do the same thing to the mother, who also worked in the kitchen. And so I testified in this case, and this was my very first case. I was a very young psychologist, and obviously Holiday Inn had plenty of attorney firepower, but I think I was believable in the case, and the mother got compensation damages, and the daughter not only got compensation damages, she also got damages for a whole lot of damages, because they thought that she had reported it and they had not responded to it. So she also got punitive damages. So the mother got compensation damages, and the daughter got compensation damages and punitive damages. So it was a big case. And but that was my first case, and all I did was document through my experience, through my licensure. I mean, the skills that I needed for my licensure and the expertise I needed for my licensure, I was able to use those skills and testify in a believable way to the trier of fact. So you can get into this area. And also, sometimes if you work for attorneys, they will coach you on how to testify, and they should not coach you on the content of what you say, but it's fine for them to coach you on how to be presentable to the trier of fact, whether a jury, a judge, or even in a deposition. And so you can get coaching, and again, there's all kinds of sources now available for people who want to get into personal injury evaluations that are online and that are in printed text, and so you can get started in this area pretty well if you just have the skills necessary for a good psychologist.